I just hope and pray that whoever comes upon this video, it would encourage you greatly and it would inspire you to move forward in life. A lot of people right now, they're struggling with identity. They're struggling with waiting on the Lord. They're struggling with being used and being utilized and their calling being fulfilling and all these sort of issues in their minds. And I want to give you this quick analogy because many of us don't realize that when God is ready to use you, when he's ready to select you, he will do so. And as I was walking into a convenience store here in Korea, we have a lot of convenience stores. It's very popular. I was walking in, I was thinking about this as I was selecting something that I had to get that particular day. Now, on any given day or occasion, you would go into a convenience store and you would select something that would suit your need, right? So if I was thirsty, I would go to the drink section. If I was hungry, I would go for the food. If I had a little bit of a sweet tooth, I would go for some sweets. If I had to get something quick that might not be in stores late at night, like toilet paper or something, and I had to get it, then I could go and maybe find that over there. And there's different use cases for each item that you need to get at a convenience store. The same goes for any market or any place for which there's groceries and different things that you have to get. The Lord, he works in a similar way. And what I mean by that is that if you think about the life that anybody lived in the Bible, for example, Daniel comes to mind. Daniel had big moments only a few times in his life. For all other parts of his life, he may have just been praying in his upper room 5 times a day. He may have just been doing mundane things, routine tasks. But there are times that, obviously, as recorded in the Bible, he had moments where he exhibited greatness because he was showing and showcasing who God is, his patience, right? Giving glory and honor to God in interpreting dreams. When he was thrown in the lion's den, when he was going through edicts and people wanted to kill him, he stood his ground and it was showcasing who the Lord was. And so when you select a drink, when you select a food item in a convenience store, the Lord, in a similar vein, he selects you at an appointed time to be used to quench the thirst, to help somebody else in need, to give glory and honor to God, so that at that moment, you would be greatly used for big things, as was made and as was intended. That drink that's waiting somewhere right now on some shelf in the convenience store, in the refrigerator, that drink is exactly where it's supposed to be right now until the appointed time for which that drink is selected and is drunk by somebody else as they're in need of it. The same is happening for your life. You are waiting, you are in incubation, you are in a training period, you are being refrigerated, you are being cooked up, you're being handled appropriately until you're selected and appointed for such a time as this. When God knows you have to be used and is needed, he will use you. But what the drink, the food, the items, they don't do is they don't go walking around and trying to find somebody that needs to be, quench their thirst. They're not going around and advertising all these things and begging people to drink them. Christianity, people think that they have to be used and have to exhibit something every single day, 24/7. And yes, that's true to some degree in the sense that when you even honor God with your lips, when you're breathing, when you're doing certain things in the small, minute basis, yes, you have to do things. But just like that drink is doing things that it's supposed to do 24/7, meaning that it's being chilled, it's being incubated, it's in a holding pattern. And then at that appointed time, when the big thing happens, when it's being utilized for its intended purpose, it will be used. So the same happens for your life. And you've got to believe it. You've got to understand it. And you've got to be patient as the Lord will select you and utilize you at the appointed time. When you're waiting right now, the best thing you can do is do what God has called you to do in that season. If that means being trained up, if that means being in a rest season, if that means being in a healing season, if that means being in a learning season, if that means being doing the reps, the repetitions, and just doing the same things that you know God has called you to do. If that's what it is, then continue doing it. If it's doing small things that lead up to the big moments, then that's okay too. Whatever it is that God has called you to do, you can go and do that. Just know that There are seasons, there are times. Even Daniel, as big and as great as he was, he never had a lion's moment every single day for the rest of his life. It wasn't that grandeur of a thing. He had to do certain mundane things in that season. There are times, there are seasons, and each and every single moment will glorify God as long as you're in a season that you have to be in, meaning that you're living out what God has called you to be in. You're living out what God has stewarded you to take hold of. And if you're doing that on a day-to-day basis, that's all that's needed. Don't be anxious. Don't be worried. Don't think you're out of place. Don't think you have to do more. Don't think you have to do even less. Don't think all these different things that are overwhelming you in your thoughts. You're getting mixed messages from people, getting counseling and all this advice from every single person and trying to move left and right when really you should be standing still firm in where you are right now as you are waiting on a different season, at a different moment, at a different opportunity when you're being used or will be used by the Lord. So don't fret, don't trip out, don't crash out, don't do these things. Let the Lord work himself out for your good at the right time. So be blessed, be encouraged, let it go. Let God use you in this season as appropriate. Guys, you guys know I'm doing a 40-day inspiration series. If you guys want to support me, all the information is down in the link below. Trying to meet our goal for the next milestone for fundraising, as well as needing a lot of prayer. Love you guys. Talk to you guys very soon.